Let us just go back to what we were speaking about, the medical jobs, and then so I'll try to make it full screen for everyone, and just go back and share the screen one more time. Well, and so we stopped with the sentence, which one? Sentence 5, I guess, right? So let us listen to Ahmed. Are you here, Ahmed?
Yes, doctor.
Sentence 6, please.
Sentence 6. An important link between hospitals, GPs, and other health professionals involved in antenatal care is the other
antenatal care. This is the key word, the key phrase.
So would it be like a district nurse?
Well, antenatal care is the care of children, newborn children. That is why this job is called midwife. Yeah.
Midwifery, or
yeah.
so.
Okay, so the next is for Zena, please. Number 7. Zena is absent. Alia. No, Alia. Yes, Alia. Are you here?
She's
absent. Okay, Dilara.
Yes, I think district nurse.
So she visits her housebound. You're right. Okay, so we spent just some time to remember the names of the medical jobs. So and now there is some information about GP. So a GP's place of work is called a surgery in the United Kingdom. Surgery also refers to the time when GPs see their patients. And so I would like you to focus on this slide. So we are going to listen to a person who works as GP, talking about her work in an inner city area. And we should decide whether these statements about her work are true or false. So please look through the statements here on this slide. Then, so about where she works, about the crime rates, the workload, moving patients from one GP practice to another, and about extra payment for working in deprived areas. Now, let us listen and decide whether these statements are true or false. And first, you should tell me if you can hear the recording.
Listening 1.
Can you hear?
Yes, doctor.
Okay, now.
Listening 1.
My name is Dr. Chowdhury, and I am a GP working in an inner city area in London, just on the edge of the East End. I started work as a GP in this area over 20 years ago. In recent years, many developments, both technological and social, have occurred, affecting the practice enormously. I enjoyed my work here a lot at the beginning, and I still do now. But there are many problems in an area like this, which you would not find in rural communities in this country or in my home country, India. The crime rates are high, which affects the morale of the patients we serve, and ultimately the morale of the GP practice. The workload is heavier than in most rural districts, which sometimes puts potential GPs off moving into the area. However, I have always found the job very rewarding. Another feature of an inner-city GP practice is that patients move around a lot. As regards compensation for working in deprived areas in the inner city, sometimes GPs receive extra payment.
Do we need to listen for the second time? Hello. Hello, guys. Are you here?
I assume that they don't want to listen to it another time,
So,
but
Anna? Who needs to listen for the second time? Okay. So just the second time now.
Listening 1.
My name is Dr. Chowdhury, and I am a GP working in an inner-city area in London, just on the edge of the East End. I started work as a GP in this area over 20 years ago. In recent years, many developments, both technological and social, have occurred, affecting the practice enormously. I enjoyed my work here a lot at the beginning, and I still do now. But there are many problems in an area like this, which you would not find in rural communities in this country or in my home country, India. The crime rates are high, which affects the morale of the patients we serve, and ultimately the morale of the GP practice. The workload is heavier than in most rural districts, which sometimes puts potential GPs off moving into the area. However, I have always found the job very rewarding. Another feature of an inner-city GP practice is that patients move around a lot. As regards compensation for working in deprived areas in the inner city, sometimes GPs receive extra payment.
Okay. So let us just talk to Bire. Are you here, Bire? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, Bire, what do you think of the first statement? Is it true or false? The GP works in the center of London.
I think true.
So you think it's true? Does everyone agree that this is
I agree.
Yeah.
So
yes, I
actually,
also agree.
she works in the not in the center of London, but in the suburbs of London. This statement is false, actually. Well, now Ezginur, the second statement, please. Ezginur.
Crime rates do affect the people working at the GP practice.
It says do not affect the people. Is it true or false?
I don't know.
So who can help us?
The second question.
Yes, the second sentence. Yeah. Of the crime
False.
rate. False. Exactly, because she says there is a problem with the high crime rates, and this affects the morale of people and of doctors who work there, right? So that is why it's false. So as for the next sentence, Mustafa, please, number 3.
The workload is lighter than in rural areas. It's false. It's the opposite.
Yes, it's false because the workload is very high. Yes, very heavy. And the next is for Ceren.
Patients move from one GP practice to another. True.
This is true, yes. She says this is one of the problems. And the next sentence is for Marwan.
Okay. A patient move from one
Number
GP
5,
practice.
please. 5. Statement number 5.
Doctor, okay. 1 minute. GPs receive no extra payment for working in deprived areas. I think is it true?
Well, actually, she gets extra payment for this. So this statement is false. Well, this is the example of what the general practitioner says about their just working, about her job. And so, yes, and we can see that there is a difference in working in city, urban area and in rural areas. And I guess this is a common thing in any country of the world, so that there is a difference in such practices. Now, I would like to focus on some grammar aspect. And so the language spot here is about the present perfect and the past simple. We started speaking about present tenses. And one of the tenses that we were speaking about was the present perfect tense. And we just remember that the present perfect tense shows the action which started in the past. And today we'll speak about the difference in the use of present perfect and the past simple, because the past simple tense also shows the action in the past. So we use the present perfect for actions which happen in the past at any time up to now. The exact time is not known or not defined. So there is no information about when it happened. So we just understand that it happened, it has been in our life, it happened in our life, but we do not focus on the time of this action. And so on the contrary, we use the past simple for specific times. In the past, the exact time is known and is defined, but sometimes the time is not mentioned. For example, here on this diagram, on the timeline, we can see that the exact time is defined with the help of such phrases as last year, 2 days ago, yesterday, all phrases, time markers that tell us about the time of the action. So the present perfect time is not defined, past simple time is mentioned, is defined, or the time is clear from the context. And if we speak about medical practice, when you take a history, pay attention to the patient's use of the past simple and the present perfect. So let us have a look at the statement from the previous listening task. She says, in recent years, many developments, both technological and social, have occurred. So the time of the occurrence of each event is not specific. So she doesn't specify when the developments and changes happened, started. We can see the results of these changes. That is why the tense here in this sentence is the present perfect tense. And then she says, I started to work as a GP in this area over 20 years ago. The tense is the past simple because the time is specific, 20 years ago. We know the beginning of this action. That is why we should use the past simple tense. And look at the relationship in a case history between the present perfect and past simple. Doctor says, have you ever had a headache like this before? This question is about so the past experience of a person. So That is why the present perfect is used here. The formal just marker of the present perfect here is, for example, ever. So when we see ever in the sentence, we should use the present perfect tense. And the patient says, yes, I had a similar headache 3 months ago. He is speaking about the action that happened at the exact time 3 months ago. That is why the verb should be used here in the past simple tense. I had. This is the past simple. This is the main difference. Just well, and one more thing, just to refresh in our memory, this is the use of the such words as for and since. So we often use for and since with the present perfect tense. The difference is for is used with time period, how long a situation lasted. Like in the example, he's had a headache for 5 days. He has had, and the period of time, 5 days. And since is used when we speak about specific point in time when a situation started. I've been like this since Christmas Day, like in this condition. So the point in time is Christmas Day, and since then I have been ill, for example. So this is the difference, but I see that you remember about this difference because we've worked with the present perfect sentences. It was as a home assignment, and everyone just used these prepositions correctly. Now let us just look at the sentences where we need to use whether past simple or present perfect tense. We should analyze the words and just put them in the correct order. And we should add some auxiliary verbs if it is necessary. And we should use the verbs here in the correct tense, present perfect or past simple. Marwan, will you read the first sentence, please?
Of course, miss. Okay, 1 minute. Coughing start 5 days ago. Be so sad, be so bad. It wake me up every night.
So we
Use
have,
those words.
so I mean that there is a verb start, yes, and the verb be, and
Yeah.
and the verb wake up. So which form should we use the verbs here?
Present continuous.
Past simple or present perfect?
Wait, it started 5 days ago, but so bad it wake up every night. I think here we have present continuous and
look, there are two options:
present.
past simple or present perfect.
I think present perfect, because so bad it wake me up every night.
You see that we know when the actions took place 5 days ago, right? If we know
It's
if
in
the
the
time is defined, we need to use the past simple tense. So please use the past simple. What's the form of start in the past simple? Coughing?
past.
Yes.
Coughed started. Oh, coughing started 5 days ago. Be so bad it wake me up every night. So started here.
Yes,
we
and it was so bad that it woke me up every night.
Yeah.
right?
Was
Mhm. Okay,
He's left.
so please, Mohammed. Hello,
Yes.
the second sentence, please.
When attacks first come on,
Mhm.
what do I have to choose from?
You should use the verb come in the past simple or present perfect. Should you use present perfect or past simple here?
I can say when attacks first came on.
So when we ask about the details of some action, we normally
Yeah.
use past simple.
simple,
Please use past simple. This is the question.
Yeah, when attacks first came on.
And if this is the question, we need to use an auxiliary verb. Which one?
We need what?
Did, yes?
Yeah, did.
So the sentence is when? When did attacks first come on?
You want me to modify the first? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. When did the attacks first come on?
Okay.
Yeah.
So Ahmed, the next sentence, please.
Okay, so anything make it worse since start. So had anything made it worse since it started?
Has anything made it worse? Because it should be present perfect, right? Has anything
Okay.
made it? Mhm. Well, Zena, please, the next sentence is for you. Zena? No, Zena. Alia? No, Alia. Dilara, please.
Yes.
Mhm. Number
And
4.
Okay. He never took any medication in his life. He has never taken any medication in his life.
Exactly, you are right. Yes, present perfect, because there is a marker of present perfect. Never. He has never
Yes.
taken. Mhm. Thank you. So, Bere,
Yes.
number 5, please.
What happened when you be near animals as a child?
As a child. Mhm. I think here the time is specified. That is why if the time is specified, we need to use which tense? Past simple, yes?
Yes.
Okay, so the verb here is happen. Use it in the past simple tense. What?
What happened?
Happened when you,
And
instead
you
of be,
was,
you were. Yes?
you
Plural
were.
form. Near animals as a child. Okay, so the next is for Esginur, please. Number 6.
Yes. My father died over 20 years ago.
Exactly, you are right. So this is just died. The past simple should be used here. Well, Mustafa.
You get problems every day when you live in Africa.
This is the question.
Did you get these problems every day when you live in Africa?
When you lived, yes, this
Lived
is about
in Africa.
past events. Okay,
Lived in Africa.
yes, Jiren, please.
Ever have coughing attacks like this before? Have you ever had coughing?
Exactly. Have you ever had coughing attacks? Okay. And Marwan, please, the last sentence, number 9.
Okay. Your family ever have illness like this as far as
Just a minute.
as you? Okay.
Mhm.
Your family ever have illness like this as far as you aware?
Mhm.
Uh,
So,
have your family
yes.
ever have illness like this as far as you aware? It's present perfect.
Present perfect. Have your family had? Mhm. Okay. Actually, the correct versions. So I hear. So in the first sentence, we need to use this past simple and then present perfect. Then past simple, it was right. Number 3 also present perfect. We were right about 4. Number 5, yes. Number 6, okay. Also about number 7, 8, and about the sentence question number 9. So we've used have. There is no anyone. So if we speak about members of the family, we can say have your family ever had? Yes. Or if it is about one person, we should use, of course, has anyone in your family ever had an illness? Okay, so this is the information about the difference in the use of these two tenses, and you can see that the home assignment for this week is on the Moodle site. You can find the presentation there, and you can also find the grammar assignment about the exercise where we should use the verbs in the present perfect and the past simple tense. So we should just understand the difference in the use of two tenses, and you'll deal with this as a home assignment. And you remember that we should handwrite it and then take the photo and upload so your homework to the Moodle site.
Can you repeat the assignment?
The assignment is grammar exercises, which you can find on the Moodle site about the use of present perfect and the past simple tense. And the deadline for the assignment is Friday at the end of the day. So that is all just I plan to discuss with you today. And well,